So for my last video, I was looking at the refresh rate system here on the Helldiver's Companion. And we are at around 25,000 players. Let's double check overall. $28,000 now. 28,000 players. It's at 5 points. In last video, it was 3 points. And as you see, 25,000 players versus refresh rate and player count. You can see an uptick in liberation with less people, if you understand what I'm talking about. So the more people, the less liberation points. So the harder it is, you need more people on a planet to liberate it. Off-peak hours, or like low player count, they're 5 points on a speed run. So you can see refresh rates have increased. I mean, not refresh rate, but liberation points have increased. Lower player count, you can see higher percentage on liberation percentage at the moment. Where Stanu had 20-something thousand, it was at 3-point liberation on a solo. It was lower, or holding right around this. So less players, higher liberation points, as you can see, especially around Astanu. I'll double check back on my old video, and it's being liberated with less players. 0.5 that went down, so that increased the refresh rates in Vanillon. It was at 0.25 last time I made a video. Before it was 0. Right here with 3,000 is at negative. It's holding. So, have to check up the old video. Double check. But yes, if there are low amount of players, it's higher points of liberation. That seems to kill the curve with less players. So if you speed run, regardless time of day, it does affect the liberation and this percentage right here. So now, trying to bust the calculations on how they do that in their math, I'm not too sure. Pretty sure someone well smarter than me way smarter than me can figure it out. But the correlation I see is points and player count have different effects during the time of day. More players, less liberation points. So you have less players doing the same amount of more on these planets. Like right here, still Chapessa, 0% refresh rate, and we're at 25. So this is always kind of think of it like the base with no refresh rates. That's what they can achieve. So half a percentage an hour with 2,000 people. Multiply that by 7. So, or basically 4,000 people will be around 1 point. Multiply that by 3 is 12,000 people. Is 3 points. You see it's 4.4 over here with 14,000. So we can use pt8 as a base on how many people it takes during the time of day. You can see how it factors into Astano, but use that against it, and that's how it calculates to 4.4394. I'm not that good at math, but as we can see the base, it does factor in. Refresh rates constantly factor in on all these. That's why these plans are holding. Yeah, my other video, you can see different player counts. It's different time of day, and there's different liberation points. It's 3, it's at 5 right now. So if you're up or you're playing when it's high liberation points, like today's reported around 6 a.m. Texas Central Time or 7 a.m. Eastern Time, it was at 7 points at 18,000, 6 points at 19,000. Now, if you're getting 7 liberation points on a solo speed run, I really encourage that, because that still puts a hit into it and speeds it up even though it's lower player count. So speedrunning is a way, and it seems like there's an inverse curve. I don't know if I have to find the graphs here. Like, let's see, is there any graphs? I'm trying to find it. See, it's projected because the more liberation, the less refresh rates, so the quicker it speeds up. And right now, 13,000 people. Low of 8,000. But 5,000, let's see where it holds. Yeah, the peak still holding, but that's like 10 o'clock at night during peak hours, so not many people are getting that many points. As it climbs, as the refresh rate stays the same, you see, start seeing a curve when we start chipping away at the interest. And even with lower amount of players, it's higher points, and the curve will go up. Now this, more people, points, it can affect it with speed runs. It can affect this to hook up, making it quicker. It'll mess up the estimation rate of Joel. I'm not sure how to explain it any better. But yeah, if you're bored soloing, do a couple speed runs. Do a couple. It all affects and it all puts in. Even though down less players, it went down per hour, but it's still in a positive here in Vandalon. And there are no time limits because none of these are defense missions and none of these are under major order. So you can see the blob moved here. And it's already upticked some more within the hour. So this planet will speed up on liberation, and as the curve a player increases, the time limit, the estimated time, will shorten with more players. But the amount of players total in the game can drop the points. So right now the blobs moved here, and you got low level players, a low amount of players, which will increase this right here, the percentage per hour. Add speed runs to that, and that's going to go even higher, which shortens the duration to free that. And we can use this as a basis. So around 2,000 players on average with average games. This is average and everything that it does that. So speed runs are very important to push planets. That's what I figured out. I hope this helps. I'll continue to figure it out and listen to other people. Yeah. We can see what it does now.